Geod a Hampshire irgig na Hamlig, sa heb seo tira agus fi a lecha fénaco. Níl doubt bit ná go raibh lecha sport agus luch clasiocta ag na dina I gacha is ina dhí sin. Is le fán áfach a glach muintear an chunda seo leis na cluichí géalacha, go garid I ní bunú cumann lút lascail, beagnach 150 bliain ó hin. The people of Fermanagh embraced the games and pastimes being espoused by the newly founded Gaelic Athletic Association almost 120 years ago. The population of Fermanagh more than halved in the century from 1860 until 1960, and even though the promoters for long periods faced what Gabriel Brock described as adverse normality, Gaelic games flourished in one of the smallest counties in the land. The association united the nationalist people and gave them a sense of purpose. During the many trials and tribulations they had to endure since 1884, a small band of dedicated individuals founded Fermanagh's first county board in Enniskillen on the 4th of July 1904. Fermanagh, with his semper fidelis attitude to the affairs of the GAA, has made remarkable progress against all the odds in the period since the foundations were laid. Rushed-filled lakeside fields and rough pastures have been turned into luxurious centres of sporting activity. Players have progressed from togging out behind the nearest ditch or whin bush to the comparative luxury of modern dressing rooms in every club in the county. The fact that centenary year coincided with Fermanagh's most successful year at senior county level and succession of remarkable displays of entertaining football, a number of which took place in enchanted surroundings of our headquarters of Croke Park. The difficult early days were characterised by the backroom or even the open-air meetings, and yet from Fermanagh emerged Peter Quinn, one of the finest presidents that this great association has produced. A succession of fine players and able administrators have emanated from this county. Fermanagh has truly played its part in the affairs of the association. Gom gach rahorv in stablina atá roing, agus féidir go mbeidh sé friblé de gom, nó uachtar an eile sár fada, cordan vicír a bhrunna an cónta as a tháinig an clánúsil sin.
Well, first of all, it's so happy for me to be able to welcome you here to the Gran this evening. It's just such an honour to be able to begin the celebrations of the Centenary Celebrations of the Fermanagh County Board with a Mass here in the Gran for all members, past and present, living and dead. And I'm very happy to hear that all of the dead are with us and a fair number of living are with us as well. So thank you for being with us this evening. The history of the County Board is here in front of us. The names that I grew up with, that were chairmen and secretaries for so long, and names that I eventually began to work with in my later time here in the Gran, and the history of the same names who have kept going since that very first meeting of the Fermanagh County Board on the 4th of July 1904. It's very fitting, actually, that there's a lady here whose husband, Charles Smith, had he lived, would actually have been 100 years old tomorrow. And we have with us this evening his widow, Peggy, who's here with us in the front of the church. So that makes the 100 years very real and very much part of even our own living memory, as well as our past memory.
It will be 120 years on the 1st of November this year since the GAA was founded by a group of idealists in Thurles and County Tipperary. There were no women in attendance at that meeting. There should have been. But each of the 7 men who were in attendance had his own agenda. For one or two, the promotion of Gaelic games was of paramount importance. For others, in fact probably for the majority, it was the promotion of athletics. And for some, it was the issue of national sovereignty. Amazingly, given the diversity of those aims, of those founders, the association grew to what it is today. As Michael Cusack, one of the first joint secretaries, put it, it spread like a prairie fire. In rural areas in particular, GAA club boundaries are generally coincide with parish boundaries. Its communal base has always been its parish-based. Its keenest rivalries have always been parish rivalries. For over a century, that has been our strength, and we have given a sense of identity, a sense of place, a sense of community, and a sense of local pride to our members nationally and internationally. And may those who are still with us emulate their forefathers' idealism, their commitment and their contribution to their communities and to society generally. And may we all do it positively and successfully.
appreciation on behalf of all of us here who really didn't expect to be treated in the way we have been treated tonight. And by being treated, I mean being treated so well by the present generation of Fermanagh County Board. I think, on behalf of those of us who were involved in the past, on behalf of those who are connected with those who were involved in the past, I think we would all say it was a pleasure and an honour to have worked with so many people, to have worked for the good of Fermanagh, and we really enjoyed it. And this tonight has been, I suppose, a bit of icing on the cake.
The event which we commemorate here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, occurred in this town almost exactly 100 years ago. A small number of people representing 3 clubs, Enniskillen O'Neills, Benalekart McMurraghs and Ashwoods Maguires, came together to form a county board. Many GAA clubs were active in the county prior to this time. However, since the Newton Butler Force McManus Club was set up in 1886. Indeed, in 1888, there were no less than 15 clubs recorded as active in the county. The first county board, however, was formed in Fermanagh on the 4th of July 1904. From such humble beginnings, such as this, emerged the greatest amateur organisation the world has ever seen.
The captain, a man who played a captain's part, an outstanding role last. I think he's here. We ask Shane McDermott if he please come up on the stage.
Right. by Geraldine McGurn and Janet McGuire. And Emma Cavell with the banner. By Philip Green and Alvin McCague. Banner carried by Paddy McManus and Tom Cullen. Baker. Carried by Jerry Mahon and James Carey from the Vesey Minor Management. First Club Adam Nicky, Adam C. St. McCartans.
I'll leave them.
Club CLG, Bell Crew O'Reilly's. Club CLG, Malachy, Fermanagh Art McManus.
I'll shoot you here. That was good enough. Come in yourself.
There's the way you went to go.
Cullen! Sunday World next to you. All right. There's Jimmy.
Devonish. Club Lucas, Gales, McGaig, Enniskillen, Enniskillen, Gales. One. Club Lucas, Gales, Neil, Malachy, McCurn, Everside, Mercedes, Malachy.
Calling me on to kill him. I know you.
Club Money up to Lissan Ski Hurling Club. Troublers and scale and follow doing the walk again, using borders, the butters and coals. St. Joseph's Every. I would like you to welcome one member of the Hall of Fame in Fermanagh who are on the platform. And last year was a big year too, because for the first time in Fermanagh had a long number of all-stars, and of course the young player of the year. All the years they probably deserved all-stars, but last year they not what they deserved, and having quite a number. And it was a great year on the field for them, and richly deserved. And as I said before, the men who went up to heaven probably had something to do with Fermanagh's success, and we would like to think that.
Let us hope that in another 100 years, whoever is privileged to stand here will report from another century of dedication, service and progress for our country and for our nation.
I came into the county team in 1947 and don't know whether I was ever worth my place or not, but I did the best I could. That Fermanagh had a small population basis, but the clubs were there, the young people were playing, and as far as I was concerned, that was the most important thing. The club structures and getting the competitions going, and eventually success would come.
It is my privilege to welcome you all here tonight on this very auspicious occasion. I welcome in particular the officers and members of Cumberland Class GAA in Fermanagh and some former officers or members or their representatives. We have in our midst tonight the President of the Ulster Council and one of Breffney's favourite sons, Michael Greenan, 3 former presidents of Corlulla, our own Malachy Mahon and Peter Quinn, and Danny Murphy from the great county of Down.
Collection, yes. If any of us had been asked to select one year from the last 100 to represent our hopes, our ambitions and our dreams for Fermanagh and for the GAA in this county, I have no doubt that we would have selected this year, 2004.
the young people who are here tonight, I hope that they, in time, can look back in another 50 years and be able to say to the generation then coming that they were here for the centenary celebration and that they and their descendants will look forward to the bicentennial celebrations hereafter, and that Fermanagh will, by that stage, have many All-Ireland trophies, that they will have taken their place rightly, along with the top groups of the association, those who have had success on the pitch, but those who have built the tradition as you have done it. It won't be any stronger anywhere else. It's as strong here and as alive here and better here than in many places. So, Rochty Europe, I was the Sulagum and Mahon Shock, but maybe an on Mahon, Veliv, near Huggett and Lawmore, where a kid Mahagov.
Probably I played, basically, the reason I played football was because I enjoyed it. And I was lucky enough to have a wife who supported me and allowed me to. And that's probably the bottom line. I think probably this year was even bigger than 59, and you know, for us 59 was very, very big. And you know, I remember coming back to the county after winning the All-Ireland and the reception that we got, which was fantastic.
It was all a great team effort from the county board through the trainer with the squad. And it was all a great team the whole way through, you know, it really was. There was certainly some stars on the team that pulled us out on numerous occasions. But my impression of it was always that the team, the squad of fellas were just brilliant that came together at that time. Personally, it was the flair and great abandon that the team played with, you know, compared to the type of game that we had played years and years ago. The speed of the game now has changed dramatically. The fitness levels are way up there, you know. We sort of, in a way, in our day, played for the crack of it, you know, although we had to be reasonably fit as well.
My first memory is when my father took me to a Devonish club match in a field that we called Naylands Field outside of Garrison, and they played a team outside of Malachy called Mulek. We had a very successful year. Pat King would have set new standards for the boys. The boys fell in with it, and we would have spent long hours now in preparation and in selection and tactics and so forth. And although I know Pat King doesn't like the word tactics, but shall we? However, we would make best use of the players we had. The one thing I remember about Carrick and Shannon was the crowds of Fermanagh supporters coming onto the pitch, and everybody was embracing everybody else. Tears were coming to people's eyes, and we were literally walking on air in Carrick and Shannon. I have to admit, I actually shed tears when they beat Armagh. There was no doubt about that.
Park. History going to be made if these boys in green and white can produce a winner. McDermott to Johnson. There's the chance. This is the opportunity. He's hitting it. He's sending it. Oh my God! Oh my God! What a winner from Fermanagh. Tom Brewster. Fermanagh have produced the shot of the year. Can you believe it? Dreams do become realities. Can you believe the scene here in Croke Park is just unbelievable. They came here, no hoppers, everybody, analysts, experts, journalists, they all said goodbye Fermanagh, thanks very much. Instead of that, it's goodbye Armagh. The hottest of favourites, the Ulster champions, have been knocked out of the championship at a quarter-final stage by, yes, believe it or not, little known Fermanagh. They love their football in Fermanagh, and nobody will deny them this, whether you're from Timor, Enniskillen or Newtown Butler. There's the scoreboard. Fermanagh 12 points, Armagh 11.
There's no doubt about that.
And Fermanagh. Usually, but you know the church, Lissan, you're very welcome to this Centre of Excellence at Lissan, and I will now introduce the Chairman of the Lissan Committee, Father McCague,
It is with tremendous pride and maybe a measure of relief that we look around this fine complex here at Lissan and welcome you all to celebrate its opening. This is a day when all our dreams come true here in Fermanagh, when the plans discussed in the back rooms on winter nights are finally realised. And it is with great pleasure I welcome all who sponsored us down through the years.
The Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit come upon this centre of excellence, and on all those who play, who have recreation here. Amen.
I'm deeply honoured to be here today at the official opening of your new county training facility and development facility here in Lissan. And it's great to see that Fermanagh is now joining a large number of counties that have developed such magnificent facilities. And long may you continue to use them and enjoy these facilities.
But today we're celebrating an event never known in 100 years. And today Fermanagh proudly own their own Centre of Excellence.
Thank you, Monsignor, for those beautiful words. I now call on Joe McGurn for a few words.
I feel very honoured and privileged to be standing here today on this wonderful occasion and the centenary year of Commemorative Centenary Plague in County Fermanagh.
John Vesey was a great and selfless man, a quiet visionary, a great Christian, a great husband and a great father. All of us who are present here today to pay tribute to him recognise that greatness.
Everybody in Ireland enjoyed watching Fermanagh last year. You had a breath of fresh air, and hopefully you'll go from strength to strength. And maybe when the arts porch there, your county chairman Joe McGurn gets into action again, he might pull one or two more people like John Vesey up here and help you even to go further along the road to glory. So with that, thank you very much again, and delighted to have you. Be here.
A cordje cornche ahas mór orm an plac seo a oscail I gwibnachan Sean Vicabaha.
My name is Frank McManus, and I'm the Secretary of the Centenary Committee. And I've been asked to perform the formal part of the evening this evening, and it gives me very great pleasure indeed to welcome you all here on this very warm and pleasant evening for what I hope will be a most enjoyable visit to the Clinton Centre. I want to especially thank the GAA Museum in Thurles. Many of the items that you see here were transported specially at our request from Thurles to be here on display today and tomorrow. I want first of all to welcome Brian Cassidy and his wife, principal sponsors of the book, without whose very generous assistance the book simply would never have happened. A number of other very important people have taken time off to honour us with their presence. I would like to welcome Joanna McCague, who most of you know as the proprietor of the Impartial Reporter, but she's here in her capacity as the chairperson of the Fermanagh Trust, which has been very, very helpful indeed to the GAA during this centenary year. I want to I wish to thank very sincerely the following, who very generously sponsored the Centenary Celebrations. Brian Cassidy I've already mentioned. Diversity Challenges and Will Glendenny. Awards for All. The Fermanagh Trust. Fermanagh District Council. And Vincent McCoy of Ernguttry. Also, the very many people who made private personal donations.
And you know, Fermanagh has often been classified as a small county, and maybe they were, but it produced one of the association's great presidents, Peter Quinn. And the present Croke Park is a testimony to the ability of that man.
I asked Peter Carty to present to the former president of the GAA, Mr. Jack Boothman, a book. Jack.
It's a great privilege and a pleasure for me to be here this evening as the editor of this particular publication. It's something, I suppose, when I was young, I never thought that anybody would ever ask me to write a book. And I swore when I finished the last book that I'd never write another one. But it's a great privilege to be asked, and it's not easy to refuse. And I'm very, very glad tonight that I accepted Frank McManus's invitation when he asked me if I'd write the history of Fermanagh, or as he put it, to update the history of Fermanagh from Gabriel Brock's wonderful book in 1984. Now the GAA is all about community. It's about your Ballywick, wherever that happens to be. And my Ballywick is on the outskirts of Billig. But through mark of the GAA is those people who stick with their own through thick and through thin. And mind you, we've had some bad times, but at the end of the day we've come through and won 2 championships in football and 5 in hurling. There's the community that made this book possible, the sponsor, the different people who gave some money for research, and their input, those people who supported us, their input turned this from being a good book into being a collector's item. That was the vital contribution that made this, and Frank McManus recognised that in the very beginning. He knew that Fermanagh people deserved something great, and in order to do it, we had to go about it in the right way. And I think you have something special in this book tonight. And I want to thank all those people very sincerely for the help they have given me in the publication. I also want to thank in a very special way my son Niall, because he did an awful lot of the work unseen. He did a lot of the legwork on this book, travelled all over the county, and he collected a lot of the material, and obviously we were able to put it together, and I was able to give the guidance and work, and that's what has greatly enhanced this particular publication. The press serve a click democracy in the GAA. They're essential, but they're a bit of a nuisance at times. But I want to very sincerely thank the press, and especially the local press, for all the help that they have given me throughout the year, and everything that, any reasonable thing that we asked for was given to us by the press, especially the Fermanagh Herald, the Impartial Reporter and the Fermanagh News at local level. They have done an excellent job for us and helped us out in every way possible. and I think their contribution to the GAA, together with local radio, is very, very important indeed, and I want to thank them on the occasion of the launch of this book. It was a journey, however, that I wouldn't change for all the gold in the world for McCague.
And watch me once more to make sure the eyes are open. Now watch Pop there.
I'm not going to hold you very long. It's just, I think for an awful lot of the last 100 years, there was a very semi-attached relationship between Fermanagh Council and the GAA. Now I think probably things are maybe turning now. I mean, the GAA is so much an integral part of the heart of so many, if not a majority, of the communities in County Fermanagh.
The new McGurn Cup of Hurling presented to Fermanagh GAA by the McGurn Cup, McGurn family in replacement to the original cup that we have used for many, many years. And I thank the McGurn Cup family for it, and it gives me great privilege to present to this law the new McGurn Hurling Trophy.